me guess, you're struggling to find time to fit the 5-hour rule into your week. You've got enough work already. How can you possibly find 5 hours in your week to continue learning? In this video, I'm going to explain what the 5-hour rule actually is and how you can fit it into your schedule without having to sacrifice work-life balance. If we haven't met yet, my name is Lucy. I am a work-life balance coach that helps overworked women to have more time and energy for themselves and for things like the 5-hour rule. If you want to set boundaries at work and put yourself first unapologetically, you can hit the subscribe button in the corner at any time during this video. I'm a work-life balance coach. So why talk about the 5-hour rule? Isn't that for like entrepreneurs and Nobel Prize winners and presidents and like trillion gazillionaires? I'm talking about it because so many people will look at the 5-hour rule and be like, there is no way I have 5 hours spare in my week. That's great if you work for yourself and make $1 trillion, but don't they know that I have bills to pay and family to look after? And you're right, to a point. But the people that use this in their everyday life, they got to where they are because they prioritize this. They don't get to where they are by hustling and grinding and then find time for things like learning and upskilling and putting themselves first. If you want more time for yourself, if you want better work-life balance, you want more time to upskill and spend 5 hours a week learning, you're not going to do it by working harder. That is like wanting a flower garden but planting potatoes. You want more time and relaxation, but hard work and hustle isn't going to get that. So what's the big deal with the 5-hour rule? The 5-hour rule was coined by somebody called Michael Simmons, but it was actually first implemented by US President Benjamin Franklin. Basically, they say that to keep up and stay ahead of everybody else, you need to be putting aside 1 hour a day or 5 hours per week just for learning. For reading, for listening to podcasts and talkback radio, and basically just staying ahead of the curve. And this is mostly because a lot of what you are learning now and what you learnt maybe in high school or at university quickly becomes obsolete. So they say that an hour a day is the bare minimum for keeping up with everything that's changing. Learning not only helps you, learn new things, but it also helps you to analyze things through new eyes. So the next big question is, how do you find 5 hours a week to learn more? It feels like you barely have time to see your friends outside of work. Work is on your back and you still have to get to the gym and you still need to meal prep. Like, how do people find the time? Basically, there are two things that I will say to people that don't think that they have time. So the first thing you can do is to stack your learning. Michael Simmons, who coined this big 5-hour rule, says that the easiest way to bring this learning into your day is to stack it on top of things that you're already doing. So if you are already exercising, if you're already commuting in traffic or on public transport, you can listen to audiobooks and podcasts and talkback radio, like the good kind. So you're stacking your learning on top of something you're already doing. A great resource for learning how to habit stack in this way is James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. He teaches all about making habits really easy. So if 5 hours sounds just astronomical and unachievable, start by just doing 5 minutes per week. Make it easy to win. I would love to know, do you prefer reading or listening when you're learning every week? I have recently fallen in love with audiobooks because I set a goal of reading 15 books by the end of this year, and I was already walking an hour every day, so that is my habit stacking. So let me know in the comments if you prefer reading or listening, and if there's anything that you are listening to right now that you recommend. The second way of getting the 5-hour rule into your week without sacrificing work-life balance is to ask if it's what you actually want. In my experience working with clients who overwork, an overwhelming number of them do things like the 5-hour rule because they think that they should, not because it's something that they actually want. So my question is, do you actually want it? Because usually you either want it or you want your excuses. You either want it or you prefer to do other things with your time. So is it possible to have work-life balance and implement the 5-hour rule into your week? That entirely depends on what happy looks like to you. That depends on whether your life outside of work is actually your priority. So a typical day for me is I get up, I drink coffee while I'm journaling, I maybe go to the gym, I go walk the dogs that I look after freelance clients. In the afternoons I'm usually catching up with people, I'm resting, I'm watching Netflix, I'm planning the evening, maybe planning a YouTube video, and then I hang out with my husband in the evening. When people ask me if I'm busy when they're catching up with me, I'm usually like, and it throws them because they think that I should be busy. I don't earn more than you. I'm not lucky. I just ruthlessly prioritize myself and the things that I want. This is the only reason I have so much time for things like the 5-hour rule. So here's my question. What would your life look like if you relentlessly prioritized yourself and put yourself first? What would your work-life balance look like if 5 hours extra learning didn't terrify you but made you excited for all the things that are possible in life? The 5-hour rule is not just about learning. It is about prioritizing what is important to you and what makes you happy. If you feel guilty about the idea of carving out just 5 hours for yourself, then it's time for you and I to talk about one-on-one coaching. You can click the Calendly link in the description below to book in a free discovery call, or you can email me directly, hello@lucybekker.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more content like this. And if you are looking for more fun in your life, make sure you watch this video next. Bye!